We've been hearing this for month after month after month after month. You know, the president goes from wanting total annihilation of Iran 1 minute to these are pretty good guys to deal with. I'm sure we'll get a deal. And so it's gone on in a kind of increasingly, in my estimation, quite ridiculous manner of everything being gamed out on social media and very little of it actually happening. Where do you think we are with this? And in relation to what General Wesley Clark just said, do you think the only option for the United States is to go in harder, as appears to be the potential scenario they're gaming out?
We are in the spiral phase of the escalation trap, where escalation is occurring both vertically and horizontally, and those dimensions are reinforcing each other, where there are now multiple actors who are making decisions, and America, what that means is America is progressively losing more and more control. Now, I want to say that I highly respect General Clark and General Kemet. These are people that I truly respect. I taught for the U.S. Air Force. I believe that our military is the best in the world. However, I want to point out that I don't think there's a way to win between now and the time frame that matters politically, and that is the midterms. So I want to be super clear. I'm not saying we can't win ever. And I'm not saying if you kept this up for years, you couldn't possibly win, ... However, if there is not demonstrable victory, and I'll explain what that would look like between now and the midterms, there's a very good chance that the Democrats are going to win both houses, and that is going to bring an end to the war, much like in 1974, Congress ended the Vietnam War. So we need to be very, very clear here that this is not like, well, we can just keep this up and it's just up to us to play the chess game. Now, between now and the midterms, the core issue is going to be opening Hormuz, and now opening Hormuz and the Red Sea, which just in the last week has doubled the problem. But I want to come back to the problem of opening Hormuz between now and the midterms, and I'd like your listeners to just hear one word: scale. Scale. Now, it's very important to understand that a Shahed 136 drone, given its range, it has a drone launch zone of roughly 500 miles of coastline by 500 miles deep, not just a few kilometers deep. That is a drone launch zone bigger than California. And that problem of scale is not just 2 by 2, a two-dimensional problem. There are massive mountains in that 500 by 500 mile, the Zagros Mountains. Think about mountains as a skyscraper, where the drone, which is just a little bit bigger, heavier than a king-size mattress, could be on any crevice, anywhere. It could be deeply buried in the basement. It could be on 412. And the problem is, do you know how many Manhattans, Pierce, you can put in that zone launch area that I'm describing? 11,000 Manhattans. That's the search problem we have, the scale problem. And we got to solve this in 3 months. And we're nowhere near being able, we haven't won the first victory yet, let alone taken on this massive problem of scale. Now, again, I am the top believer. I believe in American primacy. I believe in America should be the strongest country. I believe we should have the strongest military. This is not coming from somebody who is anti any of those things. This is coming from the opposite. And I believe that we're in the most wicked escalation trap. President Trump is trapped. The trap part is a political trap. He is trying to reverse a defeat. He's trying to reverse it because if he doesn't, this will be the end of his presidency, and he will be the lamest of lame ducks going forward for years. So this is the trap of the escalation trap. We are likely going to escalate further. I think you're going to see multiple efforts here, but we're not alone. We're not alone. Iran is now initiating escalation. The Houthis are initiating escalation. The Saudis are initiating escalation. And notice, we've totally stopped talking about Israel initiating escalation, Hezbollah initiating escalation. We're not yet talking about the proxies in Iraq initiating. As this war has expanded, the escalation trap is in the spiral phase. And this is the crucial thing to understand. And in that spiral phase, this is not just a chess game like we're Garry Kasparov and we're 2,400 on the scale and we know better than the others. This is what I've been studying for 3.5 decades, how military action impacts politics. So I've never served in the military. I've never dropped a bomb. I have nothing but the highest respect for the folks who put their lives, who are the best and die to be the best. This is not a case where I not respect. This is the opposite. And what we need to do is we need to have the respect to truly lay out what's in front of us, what's in front of our country. And this is that wicked of an escalation trap.
آنچه در مورد ما میگویند.